Hello students. uh, Today we'll discuss the rest of the portion of life process, that is chapter 6, class 10, and this is part 3, and we'll discuss some portion of nutrition, mode of nutrition in this part. So here in this part we'll mainly discuss about the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay, so now as I have already told you, that is broadly the mode of nutrition is divided into uh, two mode of nutrition, that is autotrophic mode and heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay, so we have already discussed autotrophic mode of nutrition in part 2, and today we'll discuss heterotrophic mode of nutrition in this part. Okay, now what is heterotrophic mode of nutrition? What is heterotrophic? Hetero means others and trophy means nutrition. So the type of nutrition or the mode of nutrition in which an organism cannot make or synthesize its own food and depends on other organism means hetero. Okay, other organisms for its food are such type of nutrition is called heterotrophic nutrition, and those organisms which obtain their food by this mode of nutrition are called heterotrophs. That means the heterotrophs are the organisms which cannot produce or synthesize their own food. They depend on other organism for their food. Okay, for example, all animals like man, dog, cat, lion, and most of the bacteria, fungi, etc. Okay, next, what are heterotrophs? Those whose mode of nutrition is heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Now the heterotrophs are of different types. That is, the first type is your saprophytes, and saprophytes are those organisms which obtain their food from the dead organic matter, and how the saprophyte obtain their food, that I will discuss in the next slide. Then it includes the fungi and the bacteria which feed on the dead organisms. They are called saprophytes. For example, mushrooms and that is bread mold. These are the saprophytes. Then next type of heterotroph is your herbivore. Herbivores are mainly the animals which feed upon the plants. Okay, they are the herbivores. For example, rabbit, deer, cattle, etc. Then the third type of heterotrophs are carnivores. So carnivores are the animals that consume other animals. Okay, but these carnivores are again divided into two groups. One group is your predator, other group is scavengers. Who are predators? Predators are those organisms or those animals which kill their prey, or they kill the other animal and eat them. Like a tiger. Tiger kills the deer and or rabbit and eat the animal. So they are the predator, and the rabbit or the deer is the prey. Okay. Then the other type of carnivore is your scavengers. Scavengers do not kill the other animal. Okay, but they feed on the remains of the animal. That means suppose some animal has killed one animal and ate upon that animal, and the remaining part, suppose some left out part is there, then that left out part is eaten by the scavengers. Okay, they are the scavengers. They will never kill the other animal. Okay, the next for example, scavengers, I will give you one example, that is your crow. Okay, so crow eats upon the dead rat or dead frog, dead insects, like this. Okay, so next is your other type of heterotrophs are omnivores. Omnivores are the animals that can consume both plants and animals. So we are omnivores. So we are depending on the plant products as well as the animals for our food. Okay, so like cockroach, human being, these organisms are your omnivores. Next, here types of heterotrophic nutrition. So what we have discussed, types of heterotrophs or the types of organism that comes under obtain their food by heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Now, what are the different types of heterotrophic nutrition? This heterotrophic nutrition are mainly divided into three types. One is saprophytic mode of nutrition, second is your parasitic mode of nutrition, and third is holozoic mode of nutrition. So what is saprophytic mode of nutrition? As I have told you that saprophytes are the organism who obtain their food from the dead organic matter. Okay, so the in case of saprophytic nutrition, the saprophytes obtain their food from the dead decaying organic matter. So here with the help of diagram, I will explain you the saprophytic nutrition. Here you can see the green color shows that suppose it is a bread, okay, spoilt bread, and you have already I have already told you that the bread mold or the mucor grows on the spoilt bread. The spongy structures or white gray color structures are found. They are the fungus. So here you can see the green colors are structure. Suppose say the bread that is the food, and that contains the organic matter, and it is spoiled. Now you can see the some thread-like structures or thread-like structures are growing on the bread, and which is having branched network-like structures, so which can be compared with the roots of the plant. Root-like structures are spreaded over the surface of the bread, and they are having a bulb-like structure, that is orange color structure. These structures are called sporangium. So the whole structure that has been grown on the bread are the mucor or bread mold. This is a kind of fungi. Okay, so this fungi is having the root-like structures, branched structures called mycelium. Then it has a that is a vertical thread that is called sporangiophore, and the bulb-like structures called sporangium. Now the root-like structure, which is called mycelium, releases some digestive enzyme, and that digestive enzyme digests the organic matter present in the bread, spoiled bread. Okay, now that organic matter is converted into inorganic soluble material. Now that soluble material is absorbed by the root-like structures. So these root-like structures are that is the rhizoid of the mycelium. The branches are the rhizoids of the mycelium. Okay, so here the organism is obtaining the digested food from the dead organic or spoiled material by the rhizoids. So there is no need of digestion in its body. So it is absorbing the digested soluble food from the dead organic decaying matter. Okay, so this type of nutrition is called saprophytic nutrition, and this takes place mainly in case of your fungi. Next, the next type of nutrition, next mode of nutrition, heterotrophic mode of nutrition, is your parasitic mode of nutrition. So in parasitic mode of nutrition, the organism depends on another living organism. Either they live inside the body of other living organism, or they can live on the surface of the other living organism, surface of the body of other living organism, and then they obtain the food from them. So the organism which depends on the other organism, other living organism, are called parasites, and the organism upon which they depend are called host. Okay, so most of the bacteria, fungi, and plants like Cuscuta, and animal like tapeworm, that is liver fluke, these are all parasites. Okay, and the most common that you know is your malaria parasite. Okay, so here with the help of diagram I will show you what are parasites and how they obtain their food. Okay, so now this is one example I am showing here, the Cuscuta. So the green plant is there, and the green, on the green plant some yellow color thread like structures are there. So these yellow color thread like structures are nothing but your Cuscuta plant, stem of the Cuscuta. So this Cuscuta plant is not having its own stem or own root and leaves, so it cannot absorb the minerals and water from the soil, and since it is not having its own leaf, green leaves are not there, so it cannot synthesize its own food, but it is having its that is only stem is present. So that stem is branched, and it is that is surrounding the, or you can say that is it is winded around the leaves and fruits, flowers, and stems of other plants. Here you can see that green plant is there, and that green plant is known as the host plant, and the Cuscuta is the parasite. Now this Cuscuta stem absorbs the nutrients or the its food from the host plant. So it is a type of parasitic mode of nutrition. The next, the third type, as I said you, that is holozoic mode of nutrition. Okay, so this holozoic mode of, in this holozoic mode of nutrition, the digestion of the food is required inside the body of the organism. Okay, in the previous two cases, that is saprophytic and parasitic cases, no digestion of food is required inside the body of the organism who is taking the food. But here in holozoic mode of nutrition, the whole organism is taken as food by the organism, and then it is digested inside the body. So this is how they are different from the other two mode of nutrition. Here I can show you a simple example. So here holozoic nutrition. So this is actually, holo means complete, zoic means animal. Okay, so complete animal like nutrition. Okay, so here the amoeba, I have given you the example of amoeba. In first diagram you can see that there is a food particle and the amoeba cell is there. Okay, so first of all the amoeba senses the food particle present near it. The next, in the direction where the food is present, the finger like projections are produced, that is known as your pseudopodia. Now the amoeba moves towards that food particle as shown in case of diagram 3. Then it encloses, the two pseudopodia touch each other and they enclose the whole food particle. Now the food particle is enclosed within a vacuole. Okay, spherical structure, that is called food vacuole. So the food vacuole now contains the food and water. This is shown in diagram 3. Now come to 4 number diagram. In 4th diagram, you can see that the food vacuole is there and the food vacuole is moving in the cytoplasm of the amoeba cell, and as it moves in the cytoplasm, the enzymes, the digestive enzymes from the cytoplasm are released into the food vacuole, and these digesting enzymes digest the food present in the food vacuole. Okay, and as the food vacuole move inside the cytoplasm, the digestion is taking place, and besides that, as the digestion is taking place, simultaneously the digested food, which are soluble materials, are absorbed and assimilated or distributed throughout the cytoplasm in amoeba. This is shown in case of 5th diagram. Now see, all the whole food is not digested by the digestive enzyme. Some food is remaining undigested in the food vacuole. So now what happens? The food vacuole moves to the surface of the amoeba, which contains the undigested residual food, and then it bursts. When it bursts, the undigested waste is expelled out. So this last step is shown in that is picture 6. So what are the steps? Here amoeba has taken the food, then with the senses the food, then it forms the food vacuole. The food vacuole digests the inside the food vacuole. The digestion of the food takes place as the digestive enzymes are released into the food vacuole. Then the absorption and assimilation of the digested food takes place, and ultimately the undigested food from the food vacuole is expelled out from the surface of the amoeba. So this is the holozoic nutrition. The complete food is taken by the animal, then it is digested, then the undigested food materials are expelled out of the body. So these are the 3 different types of heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Now let me tell you some of the differences between autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. The autotrophic nutrition, as I said, it takes place in those organisms like green plants, which can prepare their own food by photosynthesis. But heterotrophic nutrition takes place in the organisms mainly like animals, your bacteria and fungi, which cannot make their food due to absence of chlorophyll pigment, and they depend on others. Okay, and in autotrophic nutrition, since photosynthesis is taking place, the raw materials are obtained from the environment, that is water, sunlight and carbon dioxide are obtained from these are the raw materials for photosynthesis. These are obtained from the environment. But in case of heterotrophic mode of nutrition, the ready-made food is present either in the plant or in other animals. Ready-made food is present, and that food is taken by other animals or other organisms. Now in autotrophic mode of nutrition, the solar energy is converted into chemical energy. Okay, and then the chemical energy, that is carbohydrate, is synthesized from the solar energy. But in case of heterotrophic nutrition, no solar energy is used of directly, but the chemical energy is that is the carbohydrate or any other form of food that is already present in the other organism is taken by the heterotrophs directly. The next, in autotrophic nutrition, the raw materials are simply the inorganic raw materials, which are used to make complex compounds like carbohydrate, fat and proteins. Initially carbohydrate is formed, then the carbohydrate is used for production of fats and proteins. But in case of heterotrophic nutrition, since the ready-made food is taken by the organism, so the food taken by them are complex carbon compounds. Okay, so this is all about your heterotrophic mode of nutrition and the difference between the autotrophic mode of nutrition and the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. And I hope it is very much clear to you, and different types of heterotrophs and the 3 types of heterotrophic nutrition with example I have given here, and I hope it is very much clear to you. And if you have any queries, you can ask me in the comment section, and this chapter will continue with part 4 and in the further parts, subsequent parts. So thank you.